atok chal, and we had fried beef. It was so fascinating, very nice. When you have the Eid al-Azha, there you have this meat a lot, and you bake and bake and bake. And one point it gets black and it tastes very sweet. So there you have every time they have a special way to bake beef. It was delicious. So it was fascinating. I felt very nice there. And after I finished with lunch, I came back to the hotel, and downstairs I used to drink Coca Cola. Pepsi, it was really tasty. I used to put my legs on the table, little table stool, and I sat on the chair with cushion. And in the hotel, I was the king because I was working with American lady with WHO. It was fascinating. It was so marvelous. It was so enjoyable. The vehicle was also very rich. Nissan Petrol, different brands, Pajero, very good vehicles. Just the driver, the American lady, and me. It was really fascinating. So there we spent a very good time for sure. In the beginning, I was afraid. They were saying that I couldn't translate. The area people spoke a very difficult dialect. But I later found that it was quite easy. In the beginning, it was a little bit difficult, but I understand to interpret the similar words, the similar ideas, the similar discussions, the similar stories were told. So it was not that difficult to translate. And when she was outside to have interviews, whether the people were under 5 vaccinated or not, and the similar questions she asked and the similar answers they had. That's why it was not difficult to understand and interpret. And in the meeting, people were using standard Bangla mostly in cases, dialects, but in most cases, the people were speaking standard Bangla. It was not difficult to translate for the lady. And when she presented, it was not that difficult as it was the first time I was translating simultaneously. She just spoke and I spoke, translating English in Bangla. She spoke in English and I translated in Bangla. But it was challenging. At the time I was very young, but I had enough advantage. I used to present programs in my honors. So it was not that difficult in the beginning. Little bit it seemed difficult, but in course of time it became quite comfortable with me. And as I was just young and finished my master's exams, I was really very much energetic, very much enthusiastic, and I was